So it turns out this little plastic piece here is only $4. I could replace that, but why would we replace that when we can buy this guy? It's Traxxas 3743A anodized. Ooh, for the Slash and the Bandit. Actually looks like a pretty good piece. I got it off Amazon, 20 some bucks. Should be good. All right, so let's get to it. First thing we want to do, obviously, open up the Traxxas. Now, oh, this actually comes with instructions. Whoosh, just kidding. We'll see what the instructions say. These directions are not going to be 100% spot on. So the first thing you got to do is take your Phillips head. You're going to pull your bumper off. So you got a fat screw in the middle, two little side screws. So we're taking the two screws out in the bumper. If I can get my screwdriver lined up. Got the two screws in the bumper. You got to make sure you hold it together because as it loosens up, it gets a little grumpy. All right, so it's a fat screw. I'm going to take the screws, put them in the bumper so we remember where they all go. So that's what it looks like. Next thing we have to do is we have to remove these guys here. So there's two screws that are underneath the bumper. This is why you got to take the bumper off. Put those to the side and make sure they're loose. Okay. So what does this tell me? Unscrew the 3x12. You know, I don't know if these really work for this. So I'm just going to put those to the side. Now you got to lift the car up or the truck up. So see that center screw? That center screw needs to come out. We'll do this. So it looks like we got that center screw loose. So we're going to put this over here because that goes underneath. These stay up top. Two. Looks like that's it. How loose are you? Okay. Now it looks like we got to keep going down the line. Two more. One and two. So these two will go here. Because they go in line there. That goes there underneath. So the air cleaner, that comes off. Now we got two screws back here. So we have a fat one and a skinny one. So the directions speak of a 2.5 millimeter hex. I don't know. Let's see if I'm right. Is it the 2. It is a 2.5. So before you take the big fat screw out in the bottom, you really should remove those two little ones right there. So let's see if the steering's loose now. Looks like it should just wiggle. All right, well, let's get the servo arm. Servo arm is just a Phillips head screwdriver. So we will not touch anything on the servo. So hopefully the steering stays good. So steering, servo. Pull the new one out. So this is going to go like so. It's got the nice ball bearings. Says Traxxas. Yeah, it's pretty nice, actually. It's definitely better quality than the plastic one. We'll see if I can just put it on the side, maybe. Oh, what a pain. It's just too tight. How do I release the shock towers? Let me see if the directions bear any light on this. No. So what I'm doing now is there's 3 bolts or 3 screws underneath, and all I'm doing is loosening them because I need to come up like, I don't even think it's a 1/2 inch. There we go. So that whole front end just loosened right up. You kind of like just take everything off this truck. All right, so we'll just pull this all the way off because, okay, that actually makes it nice and easy. Here's the new steering. Let's line it up with the old. So this is how the old steering was. That's what happened. This right here just gave way and cracked. I guess you could glue it if you're really cheap. I'm not that cheap though. Oh wait, these two, I will put the Loctite ones in the steering. These are going to be your suspension, or the part that goes in there to hold it. So these would go in there. And this one I bet goes in the servo. So this is how I did it. I put the screws in through the top. There's threads on the bottom. This is going to go to your servo. This just sits in the frame. And I'm just going to tighten them down. Super nice. And they're already Loctited, so good job, Traxxas. That's nice. They are not 2.5. Bet they're 2. Yep, they're 2. Phillips head, we're gonna. German spec, Hooten tight. Hooten tight. Got them Hooten tight. Okay. Steering feels great. Now it's not going back together. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, it is. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting these two screws in loosely. So I started to screw here, screw there, and lined it up with the plastic. But I'm going to try and get those 3 screws in right there. So I'm going to line it up, put those 3 screws in. I'm doing it all loosely so I can still move things around. There's 1, not all the way in. There's 2, just pushing on the aluminum, just a little bit, pushing it together. So the new ones are just a little bit shorter. Okay, so I'm going to run those in next. And they are going to go right here. They're not the 2. Remember that we switched to the 2 started because these go through the bottom. So those are in. I kind of freaked out because they pushed straight through. I was like, oh no, I broke it. But that's how it was in the old one. So how I started it is I actually pulled the bit out of the driver. Now we're just cranking it down. Should be good and tight. Get it down to the German spec. Hooten tight. There we go. That feels good. We're good. Don't really want to crank on the steering too hard. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to tighten it all up. So all I'm doing is getting those first 3 screws. Always get nervous for going into plastic. You never want to crank them down too tight because you never know when German spec is too German. This guy we want to put into the steering to make sure it stays pretty stable. So we're doing the center screw. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to be checking these screws after a run. Okay, there we go. Feels good. Now we got to tighten these screws up here. Want to make sure those are German spec. I kind of tighten them together. But I mean, I'm cranking on the suspension now. It's holding just like it should. There we go. I don't see any play. We got to go around and do all the screws. And remember the skinny one is close to the motor. Skinny one. And I don't think these are really, I'm going to put the air cleaner in last. So we're going to put these in. And again, you're just doing, I don't even know if it's really German spec. I'd say hood tight, maybe not full hooden tight. Now we plop you right there. This goes in the center. The center one first. Get that kind of snug, pretty snug. I want to have a little bit of play, so I really don't want to just crank these down yet. Those are not going to fall out. Now we get these tight because we want to get that bumper locked in there. Good. That feels great. Nice. I like it a lot. Other one. 2 screws. Boom. Go big or go home, right? Okay. I'll use the bigger one right here. Okay. And one more. Got it. Got it. That's good. It's fine. It's all tight. Okay. So, take on the Nitro Slash. Truck itself, it's pretty solid. Steering upgrades made a difference. We drove it a little bit, but now my throttle servo is starting to give me some issues. So I ordered a new servo. I want to get some more footage of the truck driving. Overall, I still like the truck. I'm having a good time sorting it out and playing with it. Steering upgrade is really nice. I don't know if it made much of a difference in terms of driving it, but I'm more confident. Tires, definitely an upgrade. You want to do the Badlands tires or at least Proline tires and get something fatter. Overall, I would say if somebody wanted to get into Nitro, I would steer them probably towards a Kyosho Inferno if they want to get into off-road racing and want something turnkey. That's the one to get. If you want a short course truck that's Nitro, this is a fun truck. It really is. The rear-wheel drive is great. It's a ton of fun. Does some pretty epic donuts. And now with these tires, you can really throw it into a donut. You can steer it out of a donut. You can drift it. You can oversteer it. And it's very predictable. So that's great. Overall, I would say this is becoming a Polly's pick. But it's going to need some tuning. It's going to need some love. So right out of the box, I'd say, no, you're not going to love it. However, with a little bit of tweaking, a little bit of work, this is becoming a great, great truck that I'm enjoying very much. So we got some more upgrades in the works. Keep checking in. Thanks for watching. Look for opportunities to be generous. Get out and have some fun. And until we meet again, may the Lord's blessing and peace be upon you.